So, this deposition is to discuss legal complications between both my clients, Celeste Morgan and Chance Wilkins, against the defense.
Wait, marry me, babe.
Over the past couple of months, the Cyraxx universe has seen major developments, and nearly all of them revolve around Cyraxx humiliating himself in ways that feel almost scripted. Despite already living at rock bottom, Cyraxx went even further downhill after being tricked by a YouTuber named John and two other internet personalities into attending a fake court appearance.
Hello. All right. Now, Mr. Wilkins, you've submitted a lot of evidence to the courts. I'm going to need you to kind of go through the digital evidence first, and then we'll get into the physical evidence, all right?
Alrighty, sounds good to me.
Wherever you would like to begin, let us start.
For years, Cyraxx has been blaming that the trolls had committed federal crimes, and that every single one of them should be locked up in a federal prison. To no one's surprise, when he finally got the chance to face the trolls in a courtroom setting, he jumped at it without hesitation. He took the whole thing extremely seriously, even shaving his long-grown beard and dressing up in what he clearly thought was a proper court clothing. However, all of his effort went in vain when he sabotaged himself by misbuttoning his shirt so badly. Watching this is funny on its own, but the way John pointed it out made it 10 times funnier.
Look at how he buttoned his shirt. Look at how he buttoned his shirt.
Please.
Hold on, Laura. I have something to say
Coughing.
to these guys.
No.
Further, the main accusation Cyraxx presented during this so-called proceeding.
Right, that would be the original Xbox One X that I got. And that was back, I got that in 2018. And that got destroyed, and I ended up throwing that away.
Alongside his decade-long fantasy of being a serious musician, Cyraxx also believes he is a legitimate gamer. He spends a disturbing amount of time on his Xbox, which naturally attracted the trolls' attention. This was not only because it annoyed them, but because the device gave him access to online spaces filled with children. Given Cyraxx's reputation and past allegations, providing him with any way to interact with minors online is never a good idea. The trolls picked up on this quickly. Their methods were obvious and easily avoidable, yet Cyraxx fell for them anyway, multiple times. Each failure triggered explosive rage. No! And the entire string of incidents became known as the Xbox Saga within the Cyraxx universe. The first major incident dates back to early 2023. Cyraxx received an Xbox One as a Christmas gift in 2022. By early 2023, he was regularly uploading videos of himself playing games like Fortnite, a game dominated by younger players. That came to an abrupt end on January 29th, 2023, when his console was bricked by 3 trolls, Liquid Chris, MF Goon, and a third accomplice known as Barbary. The setup was painfully simple. Liquid Chris and MF Goon mailed Cyraxx a USB killer, disguised as a jailbreak tool that was supposedly going to let him install multiple games onto his Xbox. A buddy troll walked him through the process over a call, reassuring him the entire time.
How do you open this thing, dude? Because I cannot get this open.
You put that one in the back port, and it's sealed. It doesn't open, but there should be somewhere to plug it in.
After a long and drawn-out conversation, Cyraxx finally plugged the USB into his console. But soon after, the Xbox stopped working completely. Cyraxx stared at the screen in confusion, until Liquid Chris and MF Goon joined the call, announcing,
Cyraxx, we just bricked your Xbox.
No, I fucking had mods loaded. Those were the ones...
What he just plugged in was a 10 gigawatt kill stick that disrupts any technology plugged into it.
Mr. Cyraxx, if you don't believe us, try plugging it in somewhere else.
Cyraxx went silent. He stared off into nothing. Then suddenly he slammed his fist onto the desk so hard that the camera fell over, followed by a full rage meltdown.
It's done. We know where you are. We have the message.
God.
We have
Oh
everything.
my God.
We're in your Facebook.
Cyraxx, this is what happened.
Even though Cyraxx was clearly furious after the first incident, he would fall for the exact same trap again in March of 2025. This time, a buddy troll gifted him an Xbox controller, claiming it was a high-end edition supposedly designed to reduce stick drift. While chatting with his mysterious benefactor over Messenger, Cyraxx plugged the controller straight into his Xbox. The controller was rigged with a kill stick, and the console's circuits were fried almost instantly. And after this happened, Cyraxx immediately began pointing fingers. He accused William Gloryhole, N Word Boi, and MusicBizMarty, despite the fact that Marty had already been dead for over a month at that point.
Fucking piece of shit. That's funny, Nicholas fucking Pigler. That's funny, you fucking pussy, Nick.
Although Cyraxx was visibly frustrated, he attempted to brush it off the following day, claiming he was going to focus on PC gaming anyway. Unfortunately for him, that plan collapsed just 2 weeks later when his PC met the same fate. After MusicBizMarty died earlier that year, another figure in the Cyraxx universe, N Word Boi, became far more active. His most significant contribution was tricking Cyraxx into installing a backdoor on his PC. This gave N Word Boi full access to Cyraxx's system, allowing him to collect and leak massive amounts of personal data, including Discord chat logs, Facebook messages, and most disturbingly, Cyraxx's search history. While it was already well established that Cyraxx is deeply disturbed, some of what appeared in that search history shocked even longtime observers. Among the searches was Sally Naked. Given Cyraxx's long history of physical and emotional aggression toward both Sally and Ed, the idea that he might view her in a sexual way crossed into genuinely disturbing territory. As the humiliation from these leaks continued to pile up, Cyraxx became desperate to have the malware removed from his PC. On March 21st, one of his buddy trolls offered to help him fix the issue. Once again, this was not a genuine offer of assistance. It was another setup intended to brick his device. Despite having his electronics destroyed the same way multiple times in recent weeks, Cyraxx failed to recognize the pattern and fell for it anyway.
Oh, wait, maybe not. Yep.
Despite playing a massive role in the destruction of his own devices, Cyraxx refused to accept any responsibility. Instead, he shifted the blame entirely onto people who were not even involved, namely William Gloryhole and later John, another creator in the Cyraxx universe who had recently become a major figure. Cyraxx then escalated the situation even further by attempting to blackmail William into buying him new devices. He tried to do this by threatening to leak what he claimed was William's address, even though the address was completely fake.
And all I gotta say is this, William and John. I have information that you guys don't want to have put out there. So good luck. Unless you want that info released, you better back off.
He attempted the same tactic with John, but ran into one major obstacle. He did not actually have John's personal information. To solve this problem, Cyraxx turned to an infamous hacker group on 4chan, hoping they would dox John for him. What makes this situation even more absurd is what Cyraxx offered in exchange. Completely broke and desperate, he promised the hackers 200 V-Bucks, roughly $2 in real money. Incredibly, Cyraxx believed this would be enough. The hackers took his last $2, handed him fake information consisting of publicly available details like John's Twitter account, and sent him on his way. Cyraxx, true to form, believed it all. He then posted the information online in a desperate attempt to harm John. It was after this final embarrassment that the so-called Court Saga began. Cyraxx announced he was suing John, William Gloryhole and Southern for multiple offenses. He claimed to be represented by a lawyer named Laura, who was just as fake as the court itself. The first meeting took place on October 29th and was described as a deposition. Although the entire proceeding was fictional, Cyraxx's behavior during the Zoom call was revealing. He interrupted constantly, talked over everyone present, and ignored his own lawyer when she told him to stop speaking.
You cannot contain yourself. You cannot answer simple questions.
Why, Cyraxx? Because I'm telling the truth and
your opinion is your own truth.
Let's get to the point of all this. Let's figure it out. Let's get through this, bro. Let's be civil. We are in court and we are under oath.
Please, Mr. Wilkins, you've got to keep some amount of decorum, please.
At one point, Cyraxx even declared that he did not have to answer questions, despite supposedly being in a court hearing.
You've been rude, disrespectful, you've spoken over multiple people, you're unable to answer any question whatsoever.
Because I don't need to answer for anything.
This is a deposition. That's the complete
court proceeding,
point of a deposition. You have to answer questions.
You're bringing stuff up that's irrelevant to what's going on.
Fake court or not, the way he conducted himself made one thing painfully clear. If Cyraxx ever found himself in front of a real judge, the outcome would be disastrous. More importantly, Cyraxx appeared visibly distressed throughout the hearing. He repeatedly left the meeting for several minutes at a time whenever he was challenged, clearly struggling to handle even basic pushback. Ironically, Cyraxx framed this behavior as something heroic. In his own mind, he wasn't melting down. He was bravely challenging a corrupt court system. He saw himself as the lone figure standing up to injustice, even though his version of resistance involved lashing out, insulting people, and derailing a fake court hearing he didn't even realize was fake.
See, the one thing that you need to understand, Cyraxx, is I'm not like anybody else, okay? I don't follow society rules like you do. Because see, you're over here
Because you're a criminal. Because you are a
You're
criminal.
over here defending internet terrorists. And then I'm going after
your lawyer is defending an internet terrorist.
Going after my friends, attacked me physically and emotionally and verbally.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Mr. Wilkins,
Never
Mr. Wilkins,
been rude
please.
to you, Chance?
Mr. Wilkins, could you please stop crying? Try, like you
Never.
have some tears wiping down. Can you just like clean that up a little bit? Try to remain professional here, please.
Adding to the absurdity, Cyraxx began inventing his own meaningless terminology, constantly calling everyone involved internet terrorists, a label that has no real definition and exists purely to dramatize his victim narrative. Throughout the stream, Cyraxx aggressively denied almost every accusation and brought against him. However, there was one charge he surprisingly admitted to: masturbating on the live stream. This wasn't a one-time slip. It had happened multiple times. When the other party brought it up, his so-called lawyer and his associate Celeste jumped in to deny it on his behalf, clearly trolling. But Cyraxx, seemingly feeling morally conflicted about lying in this case, cut them off and admitted it was true. He claimed he had since redeemed himself because the authorities warned him never to repeat it again online.
Celeste,
Not my client.
To Celeste. And
Notice he doesn't deny it.
No, to Celeste and to Laura, I do want to say that did happen, but I got warned by police.
Chance, no.
But I got warned by
Wilkins.
police and have not done it since.
Mr. Wilkins,
And the
no.
only reason why
Mr.
I
Wilkins,
did
as your legal
the only
advisor,
reason why I
as your
did it-
legal advisor, I advise that you stop
Hey,
speaking.
last, bro. Yo.
Because Chance failed to present any real evidence and kept interrupting the process, the hearing was rescheduled for November 6th. Despite that, Cyraxx bizarrely walked away believing he had won the case, which made the entire situation even more ridiculous.
I did win my case, so that's good. I won my case. I have one more hearing here in a few weeks on the 6th, which I'm very nervous about, but also very excited about.
On November 6th, things were mostly the same, except Cyraxx had shaved his beard for the first time since 2020 and initially carried himself with slightly more composure. That didn't last. During the Zoom call, a video was played showing Cyraxx's supposed evidence being burned. He had previously mailed his brick devices to his lawyer, Laura, thinking they would be used to incriminate his enemies. What he didn't know was that Laura was yet another buddy troll, and the person who burned the evidence.
The evidence was burned because go fuck yourself. That's why.
You do realize that...
What do I realize? Go ahead, tell me. Tell me what I realize, Mr. Wilkins.
Laura, would you care to explain to
William
me
wins,
what's
bitches!
happening?
William
What's
wins!
gonna happen? Oh, I'm sorry. All your shit's gone. It already happened.
Ah, William wins again! William wins! Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! You suck! You fucking suck! Ha 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 ha!
How does it feel, Chance?
Look at that, baby!
Laura, what's going on here?
Yes, Laura, what's going on? Please explain to your client what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on.
Even after this, Cyraxx still couldn't figure out what was going on. He left the Zoom call, then reappeared on Williams' Rumble livestream, ranting that the court wasn't fair and threatening that everyone would be charged for disrespecting the court. The irony was hard to ignore since he was the one constantly disrupting the process and refusing to cooperate. But the most delusional claim of all came when Cyraxx accused the trolls of trying to assassinate him. According to him, the alleged plot involved Mossad. He said it all started back in 2022 during one of his livestream rants when he heard a strange sound off camera. At first he tried to act normal and continue, but it was obvious from his face that he was confused and terrified, convinced something much more serious had just occurred.
When I never even met.
What the fuck was that?
I know y'all heard that.
After the chat began spamming comments about what might have happened, Cyraxx got up and physically checked both his window and his mattress on stream. He confirmed that the mattress appeared completely fine, and that the window was intact, with no visible damage. At that moment, he tried to rationalize the incident by suggesting that something may have simply fallen nearby, downplaying the situation, and briefly moving on as if nothing serious had occurred. However, by the very next day, Cyraxx uploaded a video in which he was crying and visibly shaken, completely reversing his earlier explanation. In this follow-up video, he asserted that what had happened was actually an assassination attempt carried out by someone who wanted him dead. While he did not explicitly name anyone at first, the implication was clear that he believed the trolls were behind it. The so-called evidence Cyraxx used to support this claim was not only absurd, but also fundamentally illogical. Neither the window nor the mattress showed any sign of damage that would suggest a gunshot or a projectile of any kind. There were no holes, no cracks, no marks, and no physical indicators whatsoever. This lack of evidence is precisely why the Akron Police Department took no action and made no public statement about the incident. Despite the complete absence of proof and the fact that authorities clearly did not view it as a credible threat, Cyraxx treated the situation as entirely real and deeply serious. He eventually escalated the accusation even further by claiming that MusicBizMarty had orchestrated this supposed assassination attempt. According to Cyraxx, Marty was allegedly working with Israel's intelligence agency Mossad to carry it out.
I know what your game is, motherfucker. I'm not stupid. I see right through your motherfucking bullshit, bro. You tried to have me killed 2 nights ago. You hired one of your little Israeli friends. You know, that little friend you said you were gonna have come over? That was the motherfucker that tried to shoot at me 2 nights ago, you dumb bitch. Your little friend is the motherfucker that tried to shoot and kill me through my goddamn window. Oh, and judge for the record, Marty, I know what the fuck you're trying to do. You're trying to have me locked away in the damn psych ward because you can't have me.
Needless to say, the level of delusion on display here is difficult to overstate. Cyraxx genuinely seemed to believe that he was important enough for one of the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world to dedicate time, resources, and personnel to assassinate him. The claim becomes even more disturbing when considering that one of the apparent reasons Cyraxx fixated on Mossad in the first place is because Marty is Jewish, and Cyraxx was directly accusing him of attempting to have him killed on that basis.
The guy that tried to have me assassinated 2 nights ago? Well, guess what, Marty? Your little assassination attempt failed. Your fucking shooter, he can't hit the broadside of a bar, bitch. He fucking missed.
But returning to the court timeline, although Cyraxx initially blamed everything that happened during the hearing on the trolls, he would later partially acknowledge his own shortcomings. In a follow-up video addressed to the supposed judge, Cyraxx asked for forgiveness and admitted that his behavior during the hearing was inappropriate. However, even in this apology, he failed to take full accountability. While he briefly acknowledged that he had made mistakes during the court hearing, he almost immediately shifted the blame back onto both the Akron Police Department and the trolls, claiming they were ultimately responsible for why he acted so rudely and disruptively. One likely reason that Cyraxx felt compelled to make a video directly addressing the judge is the simple fact that he knows he has engaged in illegal behavior in the past. Any real legal consequences would be devastating for him to face long term, especially considering how poorly he has historically handled even minor encounters with law enforcement. We already saw this firsthand with his extreme reaction to being arrested for just one night back in 2023.
Hello. Hi. Back in police. Is Chance still here?
Yeah.
Can we speak with him?
Yeah. Chance! Yeah. I want to talk to you. Is that other guy still out there?
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm letting your neighbors know. Now, can you come in then?
What's that?
Can you come in then?
Yep. Is this locked?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
That's okay.
Good, good. Hey, Chance, we're gonna have you turn around, put your hands behind your back for me, okay?
Why?
What's that?
Why?
Because you're under arrest.
Why? Listen, can I talk to you guys for a minute?
Relax, relax.
What?
Stop, Chance.
Why?
Relax.
Calm down.
Mom, please don't
Relax.
please.
Stop. Calm down.
I'm scared.
I know you are.
Mom, please don't. Please.
Don't scream. Chance. Chance. He's taken care of. What is he being arrested for?
In the same apology video, Cyraxx also attempted to farm sympathy from the judge by repeatedly claiming that he had tried to delete himself because of the trolls. This claim is not only ironic, but also revealing once you understand what Cyraxx is actually referring to. Back in 2021, Cyraxx was involved in yet another catfish situation, this time with someone going by the name Strawberry Sunshine. Cyraxx believed this person was romantically involved with him, while at the same time he was juggling relationships with 2 other catfishes as well. One of those catfishes was posing as a disabled trans woman named Cindy Lou. Eventually, MusicBizMarty hosted a live stream where Cyraxx and all 3 of these supposed girlfriends were present. During the stream, Cyraxx's behavior and messages were exposed publicly, highlighting just how manipulative and inappropriate his actions were. Unsurprisingly, Cyraxx reacted with rage, cursing and insulting Marty repeatedly. But the situation quickly escalated into something much darker when Cyraxx began threatening his own life if Marty did not stop talking about his online affairs. At the time, many people watching the livestream believed Cyraxx was being serious, and the atmosphere became tense and uncomfortable. However, it was later revealed that what Cyraxx was holding in his hand was not a knife, but a stylus. Once this became clear, the tension completely collapsed and the situation turned into ridicule, with people realizing the threat had been performative rather than real. Incidents like this are far from isolated. Over the years, there have been so many catfishes in the Cyraxx universe that they are difficult to count. While most of them are trolls, participating in coordinated efforts to expose Cyraxx's behavior, there have also been a few individuals who approached him with genuinely naive intentions, believing they could help him change his life. In reality, these attempts almost always backfire, either enabling Cyraxx's behavior or ending in manipulation. One of the most recent examples of this involved a woman named Jackie. At first, Jackie appeared to be just another troll engaging with Cyraxx for mockery. Over time, however, it became clear that she was a real person who genuinely believed she could help him. Jackie went to great lengths to conceal her identity, but eventually her phone number was leaked. When people attempted to contact her, she refused to engage, and instead responded by sending a Bible verse, which led to speculation that she might be associated with a religious group that felt morally obligated to intervene. This would later be reinforced when it came out that Jackie had given Cyraxx a staggering $700, money that he promptly wasted on Xbox purchases. Eventually, Jackie reached the realization that Cyraxx was not someone who could be redeemed. She cut ties by messaging John and admitting that Jackie was not even her real name, and that Cyraxx was incapable of learning or changing from these situations. "Hey, this is Jackie, obviously not my real name. I wanted to reach out to you, I'm almost done with him. I can't believe he keeps falling for this." Needless to say, Jackie's involvement ended the same way most interactions with Cyraxx do. Despite having financially benefited from her help, Cyraxx would later flip the narrative and portray himself as the victim after their supposed breakup, continuing the same cycle of manipulation and self-pity that defines nearly every chapter of the Cyraxx saga.
But open and honest with you the entire time. I told you things about my past that I never told anybody, that not even any troll on the internet fucking knows about. I told you things that not even my closest friends, not even William himself, fucking knows about.
It is also genuinely funny that Cyraxx refers to William as his closest friend in this clip, which in a strange way might actually be true. Even if Cyraxx refuses to admit it, the reality is that the trolls are the only people who have consistently stayed in his life. They are the reason he has not been completely alone up to this point, and they are likely the only constant presence he will have going forward. Ironically, the very next day after saying this, Cyraxx announced that he had a new girlfriend named Josie. This time, however, the situation was even more absurd, because Josie was not just a troll, but a buddy troll actively working with both John and William. To make it even better, this same Josie character was the person who previously played the role of Cyraxx's lawyer during the Fake Court Saga.
Or should I say, Laura. I'm done with all of it.
Josie, whose real identity remains unclear, became a significant figure shortly after Cyraxx supposedly broke up with Jackie on December 3rd. From that point on, she began relaying information about Cyraxx's activities and behavior to others. One of the main reasons Cyraxx became so quickly attached to Josie, to the point that he immediately referred to her as his so-called fiancée, was a false promise she made to buy him a genuine gaming PC worth $2,000. Needless to say, that promise was never going to be happen.
Because you fucking sent him. Does it matter? Does it even matter anymore? Probably not, because all these people are going to come after you anyway. Why would you send him a computer? You know what he does with it. Or do you not? I guess not. You don't. When did you get him the computer? When did you get it to him? When did you buy it?
Oh, I bought it yesterday or the day before. Oh God, and I knew. Oh my God, I knew, and I told him I knew this was gonna happen. And I texted him, I called him, and I told him that somebody was...
Despite Josie being a troll, many people were genuinely confused about whether she was actually trolling or if she was simply an attention-seeking woman trying to farm clout from Cyraxx's notoriety. This confusion largely stemmed from how John and William handled the situation. They intentionally acted as if Josie was truly in love with Cyraxx because they knew Cyraxx actively watched their live streams and would immediately catch on if the act was not convincing. Even so, it was still hilarious to watch John slowly dismantle the entire setup by inviting Josie onto one of his live streams and guiding her from pretending to love Cyraxx to openly expressing absolute disgust toward him. Even after this public humiliation, Cyraxx continued referring to Josie as his fiancée, and even more disturbingly, as his future baby mother. The idea of Cyraxx becoming a father is absurd on its own, yet true to form, Cyraxx would once again break up with Josie, only to immediately move on to 2 more girlfriends within the span of a single day. The first of these women was named Reese, whom Cyraxx claimed he had been involved with sometime in the past. According to him, he now loved her so deeply that he promised to give her his sweet, precious life forever. In Cyraxx terms, however, forever meant less than 24 hours. Before a full day had even passed, he announced that he is now dating yet another woman named Cassandra, a figure who has since become a major source of controversy and discussion within the troll community. Unlike the other trolls discussed earlier, this person appears to be a real woman whose actual name is Cassandra. Supporting this, she has a Facebook account under her real name that dates all the way back to 2009. Despite the fact that Cyraxx had been juggling concurrent relationships with more than 4 supposed women in less than a single week, he suddenly claimed to have fallen deeply in love with Cassandra. He even went as far as proposing to her in a video. However, this proposal was not done during a live stream. It was simply a pre-recorded video of Cyraxx speaking in an awkward, almost laughable tone, while holding Sally's ring up to the camera as if it carried any real meaning.
I truly, truly adore you. I love you so much. And I can't imagine my life without you. Which way, Cassandra? I'm asking you this right here now in the best way that I can. I would do it in person, but obviously, you know, we're not able to right now. But I was waiting for this moment for a long time. And I want to know, Cassandra, will you marry me, babe?
Given Cyraxx's extensive history of being fooled by trolls and catfishes, many people immediately assumed that Cassandra was just another fake character. In response, Cyraxx attempted to prove she was real by hosting a livestream with her, during which they explained how they supposedly met. The story they told was confusing, bizarre, and difficult to take seriously. According to both of them, Cassandra was a big fan of Cyraxx's music, claiming that it helped her during difficult moments in her life and that she genuinely admired his work. She said she reached out to him because of this, and from there, they became romantically involved. On the surface, this might sound like a heartfelt origin story. Problem is that there is no real body of music for Cyraxx to admire. The entire claim rests on a delusion, something Cyraxx himself seems vaguely aware of. This becomes especially obvious in the livestream, where he visibly appears uncomfortable and awkward when Cassandra tells him how much she loves his music. As if that were not strange enough, Cyraxx also attempted to impress Cassandra by bragging about holding a supposed world record for the longest scream, a claim he delivered with complete seriousness.
I literally have it on record, and I know I showed you this video too. I literally have on record that I literally have the second world's longest deathcore scream, motherfucker. And I beat that shit out, not even fucking trying. It wasn't, there was no warm-up, there was no practice. I just fucking went at it, and guess what? I fucking nailed that shit like a boss, dude.
At this point, there is no clear evidence that Cassandra is part of a coordinated troll operation involving John or William, and many people currently believe she is genuinely interacting with Cyraxx in good faith. That said, there are several subtle moments that suggest something is off. Whether she is quietly trolling, slowly backing away, or simply growing increasingly uncomfortable with Cyraxx is still unclear. What is clear is that there are moments where her reactions suggest discomfort or outright disgust, even if she does not explicitly say it.
And awesome is both of our families actually like each other, so that's a plus.
Right? Even though they've never met.
Right? All the fans out there, this one right here got me back in the recording booth again, so yes, by next year there will be an album out. Not saying when, because I don't even know when yet, but there is one in the process. And no, I'm not dropping any.
Regardless of all of this, after Cassandra entered his life, the little goblin appeared unusually happy for a brief period of time. He even went as far as creating a brand new couple's YouTube channel, complete with one of the strangest AI-generated images imaginable, depicting the two of them together in a way that looked more laughable than romantic. That happiness, however, did not last long. It quickly fell apart when Cassandra was sent to prison. While the exact reason was never officially confirmed on stream, it appeared to be related to illegal drug use, most likely cocaine. This suspicion was reinforced by the fact that Cassandra had previously used drugs openly during one of her live streams with Cyraxx.
It was a live stream that me and her did together, And she clearly stated in the video that she had to blow her fucking nose. There was no coke. She literally went out of frame to blow her nose because she was sick with the fucking flu. Her mom, me, our friends can confirm this.
As expected, Cyraxx reacted with pure rage upon learning that the so-called love of his life had been locked up. This time, however, he escalated things even further. He directed his anger squarely at the Youngstown Police Department, the department responsible for arresting Cassandra. In a furious rant, Cyraxx warned them that they would face severe consequences if they did not immediately release his quote-unquote fiancée from prison. He spoke with utter delusion, claiming that his own irrefutable, majestical power would ensure they suffered for what they had done.
Because if you try to arrest her, I'm coming for your fucking jobs. I am coming for your damn jobs, and the 2 cops that went to my girl's door, I will have your jobs yanked, and you will be reprimanded. I'll make damn sure of it, because my fiance is innocent. I will personally help her leave Youngstown and protect her if that's what it takes. I will help her escape, you motherfuckers, if that's what it takes to keep her safe from being fucked with.
And although Cyraxx appears semi-happy during his time with Cassandra, it's hard not to suspect that this will eventually follow the same pattern as every relationship before it. Whether she later betrays him or is eventually revealed to be a troll remains to be seen, but at this point, it almost feels inevitable. In fact, the only plausible explanation for how Cassandra managed to make the Goblin this happy at all is that she may have been playing along from the start. Ultimately, however, none of this really matters. No matter how many times Cyraxx is fooled, no matter how many catfishes and trolls cycle through his life, he remains endlessly gullible. He will always convince himself that the next girlfriend is different, that this time it is real, and that he has finally found someone who truly cares about him. That belief resets the cycle every single time, ensuring it continues indefinitely. And when that happens again, as it inevitably will, I will make sure to keep you guys updated.